Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. We're just going to get right to our guest, and then I'll have some announcements at the end. But I just want to get Dr. Sarah in front of you, and you hear her story. When I did the last activation tour, I got to go to the Upper Northeast, and it was so fun because it was country I had never been to before. And one of the places I got to fly into with Marcy Steiner was and Dr. Cat was Rochester, New York. And when we got there, we arrived at this cute little restaurant attached to a gas station. And while we were in, it was like a little gluten free restaurant, and it was so cute. And inside was this beaming ray of sunshine named Dr. Sarah Pace. And we just had the best lunch. And we sat by the window. And as we were having our lunch, it started snowing outside. Like I literally felt like I was in a Hallmark movie. It was just such a fun moment. And she just brought so much joy. And I was able to that night do a presentation at her chiropractic office. And her passion for people and wellness, her story is going to blow you away about what she did when she found LifeVantage. So, without further ado, I am so excited that you get to hear from Dr. Sarah Pace tonight. So, Dr. Sarah, she's been a family wellness chiropractor for 20 years, even though she looks like she's 20. She owns Pace Family Chiropractic in Rochester, New York. She continues to pursue her education from various institutions. Her passion is to help families achieve health naturally. And she's been married for 18 years to Steve. She has three children, 23, 15, and 11. She loves to travel to warm weather places and coach her kids' sports. She's a busy woman, and she's fallen in love with LifeVantage products and been able to help so many of her patients, family, and friends through activation. So, Dr. Sarah, thank you again for saying yes, even though it's past your bedtime.
Oh, of course. Thank you for
I,
having me.
yes, I would just love for you to just share with everybody your story of how you were approached about LifeVantage and why you said yes and kind of like how you got started.
Well, my story is a little unique because I wasn't approached. I actually sought out Dr. Cat. So we do a whole program together with our chiropractic that is a lot of nutrition courses. So we had a conference last January. And I heard her talking to another chiropractor in the kitchen from the house that we rented. And she was talking about how she just started using a natural GLP with a lot of her patients and herself. And she's had really good success. And she was down 11 pounds and a lot of inflammation. And she looked great. And I like ran over and I was like, tell me more about this. I want to learn about this because I was really torn with the people that are, doing the shot and getting results, but I also was not, I wasn't jiving with a lot of the side effects that people were having from it and the risk of side effects long term. So I figured there had to be a better way than to synthetically put it into your body. And as chiropractors, we always say like you have an innate ability to heal on your own. And if we could help our body do what it needs to do to produce it, and then activation came into my path. So I think it was just God's divine that that happened. So I said, can you please send me more information about it when we get back from their conference? So that was actually, we got back Sunday. And Tuesday, I reached out to her and I said, can you please send me that info? Because you haven't yet. And she's like, oh my God, yes, let me send you over. So she sent me over the 7-minute video from Lisa Barnes that the company made. So I watched that. I was like, wow, this just makes sense. So, of course, I'm not going to do anything that I don't try first and promote to my patients. So I actually reached out to my gym instructor who I'm good friends with. She owns a gym. And I said, hey, I'm trying this natural GLP. Do you want to do it with me? She's like, yes, I'm totally on board because we would always talk about like the side effects of the shot and just how there's got to be a better way. So her and I both started doing it like just about a year ago, February, I think 7th, we started, February 15th, something around there. And within a week, I started noticing just decreased cravings, and I just posted about it on my personal page. I didn't even share it in my office yet. And Julie, my friend, also, shared with her fitness people, and we each got about 30 people to join us with the GLP. And I will tell you, I know like not everyone has had success with it. I also don't think people give it enough time. We always say in chiropractic, like people come in with 30 years of spinal damage and they want it fixed in one adjustment. And I was like, well, your body's not Amazon Prime. It didn't, it's not going to get fixed in 2 days because it didn't take that long to get in there. So same thing with this. You just got to give it the time and, do all the other things that go along with it, making sure you're drinking enough water, making sure you have enough protein. And I myself lost about 4 pounds, which I wasn't doing it for the weight. For me, it was like I wanted to feel, less inflammation, less bloat. For me, I will tell you, I was someone that woke up at 2 a.m. and scrolled Facebook, and getting up to work out, that was not fun. And I was exhausted. And since I've been doing Mind Body, I think I can count on one hand how many times in a year I've woken up in the middle of the night. If I do wake up now, I go right back to bed. So I am rarely scrolling Facebook in the middle of the night, which is a wonderful thing for myself. I lost about 7 inches. My mom, who has struggled, she, midlife after children, always struggled with weight. And I would tell her, you need to eat healthier, you need to work out. And she, your families are your worst patients usually. And she just wouldn't do those things. And she's like, you know what, sign me up. I want to try this. She's lost about 25 pounds, has kept it off. The inflammation out of her face she looks like a totally different person. She's lost tons of inches. She's off her blood pressure medication. My stepson's lost about 18 pounds. My front desk girl lost about 20 pounds, inches. And everyone's feeling better. It's not just about the weight. And I really actually tell people not to check the scale too much. I really focus more on taking measurements, looking at the inches being lost, looking at I can test blood work, so inflammatory markers and things like that. We check. So most of my people have done really well with it. And I actually went off of it when the P84 was introduced because I wanted to just see for myself, just being on one, because a lot of people would be kind of one or the other for the most part. So I wanted to see just doing P84, the difference versus the Mind Body. I do love the P84. I will say I've been eating healthier, since I've been a chiropractor. So I think my gut health overall is fairly good. So I still do it because I know it's got a lot of benefits to it. But I did go back on the mind body system because I will say it's totally helped me my perimenopausal symptoms. I really don't have any when I'm on mind body. And I was kind of starting to get some brain fog again. Not necessarily sleep. The sleep was still good, but yeah, some of the other things like some joint pains here and there. So now that I've been back on Mind Body for like a good month and a half, 6 weeks, it's been so much better. So I will say that is my flag. And when I say Mind Body, I really say the healthy weight stack because I preach in my office, everyone should be on Protandim NRF2. I
Yeah.
do just think like oxidative stress with this world we live in, this country specifically, the toxic load that we have, everyone needs it. I see a lot of kids in my practice, so I work with kids on the spectrum with anxiety, OCD, sensory processing. Like a lot of my kids will do the Axio and Protandim together. Some of them I have on NRF1 and 2 in Axio, and it's just been phenomenal, the results that they're getting. So I can't say enough about it. I have some other stories as far as just the Protandim by itself, like, perimenopausal symptoms for women, leg cramping, like there's a lot of things. And I've been doing supplements for probably 15 years in my practice, and activation is so much different when you understand it. And it just fell right in line with what we do as chiropractors, like, utilizing the body's ability to heal on its own. And that's exactly what activation is doing. So I just think it's so much more powerful. And when we teach our patients and our clients what the difference is, I think it's kind of like a no-brainer that people will do at least NRF2 and something else, or even NRF2 will make them healthier. So
Is
yeah.
Mind Body still like your bread and butter?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Wow.
do a lot with the collagen too for joints and things like that. But yeah, the mind body is still my bread and butter.
Wow. And
Yeah.
then
I
if you
just
have people that it hasn't worked well for, do you make a shift to focusing on the gut first?
Yeah, so then I do talk about, if they've had a lot of antibiotic use over the years or different, other GI issues, IBS, constipation, other things like that, then we do say, okay, now that that's P84 is in place, I will say, let's start with that, heal the terrain first. And then later on down the road, we can go with mind body. But yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Sounds like you've seen a ton with like lab markers and
Yeah. So I mean, one of my patients specifically, she lost about 40 pounds on her own. This is before I was even introduced to LifeVantage. Gluten-free, dairy-free. She's does all like clean things. And her hemoglobin A1C would not go down. And she's like, why is that happening? And I was like, I don't know. I thought for sure losing 40 pounds, watching your blood sugar, getting off the gluten, you would be normal. And within a month of being on the Protandim, I retested her labs and it was within normal range.
wow.
Yeah. So now she's on the collagen and the NRF2, but with just the NRF2 alone, she normalized her hemoglobin A1C. And that was the only thing she was doing different. So,
Wow.
yeah,
How long now have you been with LifeVantage?
a little over a year. So mid-February is when I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And didn't you sign up and Dr. Kat didn't even know? Like you just
Yeah.
ran with it?
Well, she was actually in, what was the trip last year? South Africa.
Yeah.
She signed me up like the day she was leaving, the day before she left for South Africa. And then I just was like running and getting people to do like sign up for the mind body and coaching them through it. And she's like, what's happening? And like, I guess Skylar came out to her like, who's this girl on your team? She's like going crazy with this. So
Me.
yeah.
Now tell us how you like, I mean, I'm sure in your practice, of course, you're going to focus on health first, right?
Mhm.
Because people are coming to you with health issues. Outside of your practice, how do you navigate LifeVantage? Like, tell us about how you navigate the business.
I mean, so I did another network marketing company prior, which was a lot
Okay.
like more supplements. Arbonne, I still use their protein shakes. I love them. They're clean company. And they taught me listen in 3D is what they say. So dreams, desires, and discontents. So just when you're like out and about at practices with your kids, or you're on the sidelines watching your kids' games with other families, you hear someone saying, I wish I had more time to do this, or I wish I had enough money to go here. Well, I got something maybe that can help you. Would you be interested in hearing more? If I would, you kind of thing. I really honestly work it in my day to day because, and I would say it's not just my practice where obviously I do share it with my patients, but more of it I would say is like personal with friends, family, just because I'm so passionate and I want to help them get better. So,
Mhm.
and I feel comfortable sharing with them because they trust me and I wouldn't, try to sell them on something that doesn't work. So,
I
yeah.
love that dreams, desires, and discontents.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
what I love too, and I could sense this about you when I met you, like you don't overthink it. It's just like, I know this, your belief is really sky high and
Yeah.
you just know what you know. So for you, it just seems like, well, why wouldn't I share it with them?
Yeah. I think if you just come across with confidence, and I mean, you just know that these products work, and that's, I think confidence is just the key to when you're sharing with people. And if you're coming from a place that you just want to help someone and it's not about the money side of it, then you're going to win in the end. So that's how I've approached it with my chiropractic practice all of my life. I've never tried to like push supplements on people. It's always like, here, this is available to you. I think this could help you get better quicker.
Mhm.
So, and they are like, yeah, sign me up, I totally trust you. So I just think that if you have the integrity and the confidence, and you're going to go far
Yeah,
because
it's
the
that
products will
love.
sell themselves, in my opinion.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
are you most excited about with LifeVantage? Like for you and your family, and when you see the long term of it?
I just think like because it's always good to have additional income streams, which so
Mhm.
my originally with chiropractic, if I wanted to make more money, I had to be there more or I had to see more patients, whether it's, more hours in the day or more days of the week. And that's not feasible when you have children and you have sports and you have, things that you want to do. So I just look at it as just a way to get your time back and your freedom back. And with I wish I'd found this before I started my chiropractic office because I
Mm.
mean, it was a lot of money to go to school, start my chiropractic office. Where this, like, eh, less than $1,000, and you can have way more than what chiropractic can really do for you, and you can reach more people. Like, I can only really reach mostly people in my community in Rochester, where with LifeVantage, I can, go across the globe with who knows who, you just keep meeting different people through different networks. So I'm just excited. I've earned a couple trips and I was able to go to Mexico this past year or this past fall, December. And it's just great to have your family go and see that community and the people and how well they take care of you, and just listen to like Jake spoke quite a bit when we were in Mexico, and just to have them see what LifeVantage is all about was really cool.
Yeah, this last clip of you, you guys clip it and use it for your own chiropractor because there it is right there.
Yeah.
Sarah laid it all out.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
good.
honestly, before I had, so my one daughter's 15 and my other daughter's 11, because when I only owned my office, I had to go back after 6 weeks with my first daughter. And so I brought her into the office with me. So that's not ideal. Like, as a mom, you'd like to stay home ideally at least a year, if not longer. And with LifeVantage, people stay home until their kids graduate, and then, they figure out what they want to do with their life. So, and then with my second daughter, I had to go back after 3 weeks because
Oh,
my practice was spiraling without me in there. So, yeah,
mm,
I lost a lot and I don't want to lose that more. So now, like, I'm able to leave and go to practice and do my kids' events and not have to miss out, because I did have to miss out. Not necessarily miss out, but it wasn't ideal having to bring them into the office and getting back to work after 3 weeks. So I definitely wish I had found this sooner. And I'm sure there's a lot of, early docs that are out there that are in the same boat where they want to have kids eventually. But when you own a business, it's not always easy to do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
You don't
advice
get a
would you?
maternity leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks is crazy.
Yeah.
What
Hmm.
advice would you give to somebody that wants to approach their chiropractor versus a stay-at-home mom? Like what advice would you say with that?
For me, it's just, I don't really know all of the science. I haven't read many of the journals, but just to know that this company is backed by science, they're publicly traded. I was familiar with network marketing, so I know network marketing is just a brilliant business model if it's done the right way. Like, to me, it's smart business. Like, you're helping others get what they want, which helps you get what you want. And really, that's the way corporate America should be, and it's not. So I would just say that, focusing on activation different versus than supplementation, because a lot of chiropractors use supplements. But when I tell my patients, like, you could take glutathione or you could take Protandim and experience, you're going to put out the fire with a hose versus Dixie cups of water, like using analogies like that. And they're like, oh, that makes sense, So, and there's some, a couple of girls in my team that are sidelines are doctors. So sometimes I'll send their opportunity video to other chiropractors or other medical professionals, just so that they see, like, I'm not the only one doing it. Like, there's a lot of chiropractors, there's a lot of doctors and MDs and other professionals, health professionals, that are doing this business and PTs and OTs, because they know the science behind it, the research, and it's benefiting their patients and they're seeing the results.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Sarah before we let her go? That was like
But
a
I would say just be confident. Like, that's a big thing. Confidence is the key. And if you present to another chiropractor or whoever that, what, this is the best kept secret and we don't want to keep it a secret any longer, because it truly is. Like, just like we used to think in chiropractic, it's gotten better. But when I first started out in chiropractic, it was less than 10% of the population was utilizing chiropractic, where, in my opinion, 100% of the people should be utilizing chiropractic. This is the same thing. Like, it's probably less than 10% are using activation products, and we should have 100% of us using it. So we're at the right time to, explode, and we just got to be loud and keep our offices are our mouth. So is your office open?
Mm. So good.
Yeah.
Anybody have questions before we let her go?
Did she went
Oh,
to her chiropractor today? Did she talk to him about LifeVantage, or just for an adjustment?
Vicky.
I have
Vic-
talked to
Yeah.
him many times before about LifeVantage. I just went for an adjustment today.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
he knows he's on my radar.
Yeah, I just think a lot of professionals just don't understand network marketing. And I think if there's a way you can educate them about what this business model is and what the potential is, I think a lot of them would be like, okay, I'll take a listen. I think they're just not educated on what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like you said, Sarah. I mean, Dr. Dondi has said it too. The
Hmm.
gentleman that approached him said, "Don't you think that's a little ignorant for you not to be open to network marketing when if somebody's not open to chiropractic, are you against that person?" Right?
Hmm.
And it kind of opened his eyes. Okay, I might take a look.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it for
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. I think we're all on that new bandwagon, quote unquote, of really making sure we educate the public again on what network marketing is. People have
Yeah.
forgotten.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tina, you unmuted.
Yeah. Um, Sarah, I've been working on my chiropractor for 6 or 7 years, and I used to work for him. And he keeps asking me the same questions, and I keep trying to bring him back to someone like Tanya who can answer them way better than I can. And I'm extremely honest with him. He was literally a work husband that we had that kind of friendship,
Hmm.
and yet I can't get him to commit to the phone call. I can't get him to commit to the phone call, the Zoom, the sit down, give me 20 minutes of your time. He's like, just give me your best line. I said, my best line is that there is someone out there who can give you what you're looking for and be full of that information better than I can. Just let me sit you down with them, and he won't do it.
Yeah, Kelly Lepshaw, she asked me to get on with her daughter works for a chiropractor, and she was like, "Hey, would you be willing to just chat with her for a few minutes?" So I got on the phone. She's out in Seattle, so it's like across the country. And I got on the phone with her and just chatted with her for 10 minutes and like totally jived with her. And I just sent Kelly a text. I'm like, "Hey, I just got off the phone with so and so. I just wanted to give you a heads up. She's great. Like I answered all of her questions that she had. She really seems interested." She's like, "Oh yeah, she's already texted me. She wants to sign up." I was like, yeah, like I just think yeah, if you can somehow connect them to another, I mean, like I said, I'd be happy to talk to him if you want. Just let me know. But Tanya's got my info. I'd be happy because I'm just really passionate and that, chiropractors, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. Like massage therapists, acupuncturists, it's right in line with what we do in our profession. So, yeah.
Try again.
Yeah. And just say to say, "Hey, we were on a Zoom last night with a chiropractor who's been in the company a year. She's, I'm at MC2. I got to MC1 in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Like you don't even have to get to that level that quickly, but it's just without having to put a ton of effort in, where
Yeah.
there's no other business where you can put that little effort and get that much reward from it.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
reward, I mean, it's you not at that effort, but it's just that you're helping people with their health. It's just what we want to be doing.
Right. And like
So
everything you were
it's not
saying
work.
too, like how chiropractors talk and everything, and like you're just right in line with him. And
Yes. Yeah. Like natural
so,
subluxation. Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
Well, I'd be happy to talk to him. Tanya's got my number. You can totally reach out to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Dean, did you want to say something quick?
Yeah, Sarah, I've visited with a chiropractor quite a bit, and she tells me I'm just too busy to even consider anything like that. She's also an acupuncturist. But she said, I'll come to a meeting. So I invite her to a meeting. She doesn't come.
Yeah.
What would you say to
Well,
somebody that just,
I would say most people don't join this business because they have so much time. It's because they want that time back. Most people that do this, it's not because they have all the time in the world. Most people are trying to get their time back, which that's what I was trying to do. My time back and my freedom back. Because when you're bound to owning a practice, it's like I said, if you want more money and more income, you got to be there more. You're trading your time for your money. Where I would say, like, really, you can't afford not to take a look at this. Personally, is what I would. I don't know if you want to say that, but I would say that. I don't think you can afford not to look at it. Yeah, and I'm always come from the place like, listen, this is like I'm not being pushy. Like, listen to send them something that's 15, 20 minutes. I'm not a big fan of sending something that's an hour because that is hard to get people to commit to. But listen to this for 20 minutes. If it resonates with you, let's just jump on a call with my upline or, someone third party that can help validate what this business is, what this company is, and then go from there. But there's no pressure. That's how I always come across. So you never want someone like Marcy always taught us, like you want always keep someone in a safe place. You never want to prejudge people. So it's always like, you're just complimenting them and say, like, I thought of you because, you're business driven, you're a hard worker, you're enthusiastic, you're passionate. So would you be willing to? But yeah, just coming from an authentic place and not being pushy is a big thing. But yeah, I know once people, it's hard, but if they can just see that they really can't afford not to take a look at it, time wise and financially wise,
Yeah. This has been such a valuable, 25 minutes, Sarah. Thank you so much for taking the time. So appreciate you.
Absolutely. It was so good to see you again.
Yeah, and I'll see you Friday.
Yes, I'll talk to you Friday.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone. You too.
Bye. I almost thought, Kristen, you raised your hand. I was going to feel bad. One thing I would say for all of you that have been working on your chiropractor, I would totally leverage what you heard tonight. Like MC2, I think the average income is 1,700, a little over 1,700 a month. So leverage that and just say, we literally had a chiropractor on. Whenever you see your chiropractor again, she, within a very short amount of time, was making an extra $1,700 a month with an investment of less than $1,000, right? And she says, this is a no-brainer. Are you sure you don't want to give this a good solid look? And you literally could use the information tonight. You could use this Zoom as your third party. Like you could literally use the cuts from her as your third party tonight. So just know that. But again, I do have her information and yeah, she's a woman of her word and I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to them as well. So sometimes it takes somebody like what they did with Dr. Dondi and calling somebody out, and saying, how long do you want to work this hard? Tina, how many more heartaches do you want to endure before you give yourself a rest, right? And create some extra income to give yourself some true time freedom. So you heard from her how hard they work. So anyway, I hope that was valuable to you guys. And again, Dr. Sarah and I will be doing a presentation this Friday, the 6th, and it will be 9:30 Mountain, 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. So I'll get a shareable together and put that out there for you. It will be very similar to what I've been doing with Dawn. And I'll talk about like the business industry of network marketing and then have Dr. Sarah talk about Protandim and her belief in the products and what she's seen in her practice. So it'll be very similar, but fun to do it with a chiropractor, someone that believes so much just like her. And her belief is like spewing out of her pores. So, and then the other thing I wanted to remind you of, if you're going to Vegas, LifeVantage did something really fun. I'll share my screen quick, but you can take this QR code and put your picture into the QR code. And then it'll say headed to Vegas, and that can be your profile picture before you go. I just think that starts a really fun movement. So I did that. And if you have trouble with it, just let me know. I can do this for you very quickly. So just let me know if you want that done. And then a reminder too, ending the end of this month, there is still that, her talking about mind body. I'm back on it again myself. And so is Kyle, just again, for the way that it makes us feel. No other expectations, but I know it played such a huge thing in Kyle's lab work. So just remember that this is on sale 20% off. And then the, I forget what they call this. Sorry, Healthy Edge Mind Body GLP System, 25% savings. And it's not 25% off, but it's incorporated into the sale. So I think it's like an extra 10% off what you're already getting, or an extra 15% off what you're already getting, I think is how it works. And then lastly, too, if you're headed to Vegas, the social gathering, if you want to plan ahead, I wish Gloria was going to be there for this. Gloria, Kristen, I know you guys know how to put together an outfit. I might have to bring my wig again. I'm just saying. So Viva Las Vegas. And that is that. Anybody have any questions or anything before we end the Zoom tonight? Okay, I really want to encourage you guys going into this month. I really want to encourage you to have those business conversations again. Instead of leading with the product, I want you to think about who are the people in your life that you would love to be doing business with, because this approach for me that I've been doing, it has led to them becoming a customer. I haven't, well, two of them wanted to do the product first before becoming a consultant. So please don't let it get in your head of, well, if I talk about the business, I'm afraid that they won't look at the product. Yes, they will. They definitely will. Because what happens is that business conversation opens up conversation. I approached someone that owned a hair salon about another stream of income. And as we talked about the hair care, I learned that she had other issues happening in her life. So then we pivoted towards other products as well that she ordered with the hair care. So don't get in your head, don't prejudge that blocks off the conversation of the products. It completely doesn't, because this is a business built around a breakthrough product. And they have to know what that breakthrough product is. But for me, it just feels easier. I feel like it's so much easier to say, are you open to other streams of income, rather than, would you like help with this or this or this? Because you guys, we all know when we ask somebody about a certain health condition or a certain product to help with this health condition, it opens Pandora's box. And that's when we have to suddenly have initials behind our name that we didn't sign up for. Right? That's when it gets hard. That's when we have to carry more weight. That's when it's not that fun. But if you start with the business first and then it leads into that, that's when Vitality Living, Live Life Activated is paused. No more activity in there. But you can go in there for information, and you can go in there to see, again, who you added. But I have to tell you, it was really eye-opening to me when I made those posts about us closing that group, how many people that you never see interacting were like, yep, I want to go over. Yep, I want to go over. Like, there were a lot of people added to Vitality Living. A lot of people are paying attention, even though they're not raising their hand and they're not commenting. They are paying attention. So for goodness sakes, I would encourage you, when was the last time you put your story in Vitality Living? When was the last time you added someone in there? I've been taking people like crazy in there lately, because it's filled with third-party validation for days. And when you post your story, who knows what will happen? Someone you added may see your information again, and it may remind them. So if you are looking too, if you're looking, who can I talk to? Who would I want to work through? Go back to those groups and Rolodex who you've added in there. Take a look again. Your friends and the people that you know will be the first ones that come up in those groups. It won't be hard to find them. Okay. Okay. Let's pray. Okay. Heavenly Father, thank you for Dr. Sarah. Thank you that she heard about this opportunity in that moment, and that she just went straight ahead, full forward, full force to get these products into her toolbox, and that she's just being able to help so many people. Help us to have conviction and posture of a doctor. Help us to be just so courageous that people cannot help but want to do what we're doing, take what we're taking, and trust us as if we were a doctor. Just help us to have that posture, to be love-led, to let fear go to the wayside, and know that, again, our calling is about other people. And if we can step into that, fear has no place, but our calling and the gift that you've given us, that's what we have to take full advantage of. So thank you for giving this to us. Thank you for just all of the movement and the belief that's being reignited in the field. It just feels like a very, very special time in this company, and I'm grateful that we're all a part of it. Help us to move forward with courage and just help us to not be quiet. And I just pray for safety and I pray for good health for everyone here. And lastly, Lord, we just lift up Maria's family to you. Just please, we just pray that they feel your presence more than ever before. And we thank you for the gift of Maria. And we know that she's with you. In your name, amen. Okay. Good night. Love you guys.